Kevin Sorbo, an actor from the dark Hollywood circles, is running the risk and putting himself in harm's way in order to get us some very valuable information about the inner workings of Hollywood and a lot of the stuff that we should be paying attention to that is happening in the culture today. And of course, this is the type of stuff that they don't want to get out there. And he talks about that in this video. He talks about how he has received death threats for some of the stuff that he is saying and the fact that he is going against the grain, going against the establishment, going against the woke ideology and everything else. They don't want that. They don't want Kevin Sorbo to be talking like this, and he is putting himself at risk because of that. But I respect that because he is willing to do that, because he knows that this is very important. So we're going to be taking a look at what he has to say here in this video. He has some really good stuff to say, and I think you guys are going to really appreciate some of the stuff that he has to say in regards to Hollywood, the exposure of Hollywood, and everything else, and a lot of the culture war stuff that is going on. So we're going to jump right into this and see what he has to say in this video.
This is the battle we got for our culture, guys. And Hollywood is winning that battle. He said movies and television will influence our youth. Well, look what...
Walt Disney said that. Walt Disney said that movies and television will influence our youth. We can absolutely take a look around at the culture today and see that this is why companies like Disney and Netflix and everything else are continuing to put out some really horrible children's content, because they know that is going to affect children. They understand this.
Doing right now, all you got to do is look at the streets, what's happening out there with people like Antifa and other gangs like that. And the hatred and anger and the attacks on anybody who has a different point of view. It's crazy what we're doing to the world right now. To do movies like I've been doing, I could stop all the time at airports and hotel lobbies. It's not Hercules or Andromeda nearly as much as it used to be.
Those were movies that he has acted in the past. He played Hercules, and it's pretty iconic of a role for him, but yeah.
It's all those kind of movies. People say, please do more movies like that. Well, we need you guys to support those movies. Spider-Man, since it's the most recent movie out there. $300 million movie, $100 million advertising budget. God's Not Dead had a $2 million budget to shoot. We all worked for basically nothing because it was such a great script.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. Look, I respect what they tried to do with God's Not Dead, but I don't think God's Not Dead is that great of a movie. But yeah. But I want to say I do understand what he's trying to say here. So basically, he's trying to say that, you know, we can make movies outside of the Hollywood woke ideology. That is possible. That is absolutely possible. And I appreciate the fact that he's saying this, because there needs to be a counterculture movement in regards to this. And I wanted to kind of bring this up a little bit, just real quick, okay? I'm not going to say much about what this is about or anything like that, not yet at least, but Epicverse Studios, make sure that you go follow them on Twitter, okay? At Epicverse Studio. Just go follow them. You'll thank me later, I promise you. What
happens? Word of mouth in that movie made it, actually it was a $140 million movie. 70 times return on its investment, which is unbelievable. 70 times. But now we got the cancel culture, right? The last couple of years, I've already been taken off the list. I was supposed to go up to Toronto here next March to do an autograph show.
He was taken off the list. That's very interesting that he made that little statement there. And of course, we all know that Kevin Sorbo has been absolutely blacklisted and shunned in Hollywood. Like, this isn't really that much of a secret. And it's because of his viewpoints, his beliefs that go against the Hollywood agenda in a lot of ways.
And they said they received 200 threats from people that if I show up at this Comic-Con show. And I said, well, use it to promote it. He goes, you still want to come? I said, oh, heck yeah. He said, I want to meet him. Let's put him in a room with me. I guarantee you, every one of those 200 people are living in their basement. They're 35 years old. Their mom is still up above. And they're very brave. They're very brave. And are all living off the dole. I guarantee it. They're all collecting unemployment. Maybe George Soros' money as well.
Ooh. I love that he made that little shot right there, because it is true. It is true that there is a lot of that type of stuff going on. A lot of that type of stuff that's happening behind the scenes that people aren't even aware of. There is absolutely a major movement out there to completely, radically change this culture. And there are forces at work that are trying to make that happen.
Let's be honest. This is the battle we got for our culture, guys. And Hollywood is winning that battle. Every time I turn on the TV, cable, whatever it may be, the stuff that comes on, I just shake my head, and I'm not a prude in any way. I just look at this and go, really? Is this what we're going to keep pushing over and over and over again? Hollywood used to do just amazing, wonderful, funny, engaging stories. And that's what I want to do. I want to keep doing stories that you can relate to. People you can look on there and go, I know I'm that way, or I know a person that way. That's what we do. I like, these Avatar and Avenger movies too. But when you look at the Avengers, 6 more buildings just fell down.
So anyway, so he continues to talk about a lot of the moral depravity of, of Hollywood and everything else, and he's absolutely correct about this. And the fact is that these people do not want him to speak up in this way. That is why he is receiving these types of death threats from certain individuals whenever he even is just going to be going to a Comic-Con. That is because they don't want him to be speaking. They don't want him to be talking. And it would be so interesting to hear what he has to say, behind the, behind closed doors and stuff. That would be such an interesting conversation, because I'm sure he has so much that he could say about a lot of the stuff in Hollywood that would put him at even worse risk than this. And he's already receiving death threats just for saying this type of stuff, by saying that Hollywood is a danger to our culture and stuff like that. So this is very interesting stuff, and I hope that you guys appreciate what he has to say here. I think he is absolutely spot on. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.